So that is buy and hold. Second strategy that you can have is ito, market timing. Market timing, so from the term itself, you time the market. When you do market timing, so you try to earn with the price fluctuation. So what market timers do or traders do compared to investors is they try to earn with the volatility in the stock market. When you say volatility, it's the fluctuation of the price levels in the stock market. So for example, going back to the chart ng Philippine Stock Exchange Index, so ideally, what market timers do or what traders would want to happen is you buy at lower levels and then you sell at higher levels before the price starts going down. Then you buy again at lower levels, then you sell again at higher levels before the price starts going down again. So buy and sell sila. So obviously, what is the desired scenario here? So yung gusto nilang mangyari is more correct than incorrect trades. Because in reality, when you are going to be a trader, an active trader, will really commit some mistakes. But it doesn't matter because what you need to have is more correct than incorrect trades. So at the end of the day, if kumikita yung trading strategy mo, so there's no problem with that. As long as kumikita ka because it gives you some money. Hindi mahalaga na lagi kang tama because it will not happen. What you need to remember is when you do this, you need to be ready. You need to be emotionally ready with, seeing your money going up and down in value. And hopefully that you get more correct profitable than losing trades. So that's the essence of market timing. Okay? So timing the market is fun because nakikita mo tumutubo yung pera mo even in a short span of time, but it can be stressful. Lalo na if you are trading money that you need in the short term. Ideally, if you're going to do trading, use money that you can afford to lose. Yan yung magiging tuition fee mo. Learning how it works, learning how trading works. So basically, market timing requires skills, the talent in knowing when to enter, when to exit, when to buy, when to sell. So yan na yung pumapasok yung technical analysis, all those charting techniques that you need to have to do professional or full-time market timing. And obviously, you will need some money because pag maliit lang din yung pera mo, usually 5%, 6% nagbebenta na sila. So if you have small money, even if you earned 5%, 6% in one day, which is actually good for trading, so maliit lang din yung returns, yung absolute returns if you have small capital. So usually, if you have 100,000 and then you want to play with that amount or even 25,000 if you only have that, so you can probably look at market timing if you have the time and if you have the skills. We'll discuss market timing in the future webinar. So here we'll talk about more on long-term investing, which is the third strategy that we have, which is the cost averaging method or yung averaging. In our case, since we have Philippine peso as our currency, so we have peso cost averaging. So what is peso cost averaging? So peso cost averaging, basically, you need to invest a fixed amount periodically in your stocks, in your selected company. So peso cost averaging requires investing a fixed amount periodically. So, halimbawa, ito yung time frame natin ulit, which we used earlier. And then let's say this is January, February, March, April, June. Ikaw bahala sa time horizon mo, no? When you will actually start selling. So peso cost averaging, ideally, is for long-term investing. But how long is that? Depende na yun sa'yo. If 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. So it's up to you or up to your goal kung gaano ka katagal dapat invested. There's no fixed time horizon that you need to use. So whatever it is that you think applies in your case, so yun yung susundin mo. Okay, but this is just a demonstration. So in cost averaging, in January you buy, in February you buy, in March you buy, April you buy, then in June you buy, and then in the succeeding periods, you just keep on buying. Okay? So in our case, ang pinakita ko dito is monthly, but it doesn't have to be monthly. Pwedeng quarterly pwedeng yearly. So, nasa sa'yo yun. Pwedeng every 2 months, pwedeng every 4 months. So, depende na yun sa financial capacity mo. But when you do cost averaging, the essence is you just keep on buying regularly. Okay? And then after some time, you start selling. So that's the essence of cost averaging. And essentially, what you want is an overall trend for your investment. Dahil kahit nagpe-peso cost averaging ka, if pababa naman yung overall trend, pagdating nung target selling price mo, lugi ka doon. Sa cost averaging does not guarantee that you will earn by the time you decide to sell. No, so it will not guarantee that. It will still depend on the performance of the company you're going to invest in. So it's important that you choose great companies when you're going to invest using cost averaging method. From that illustration, we can say the cost averaging requires time, diba? Because you're going to invest periodically. So there's a period that you need to keep on investing, and then money, you need treasure, may not be big. So whether 2,000 yan, 3,000, it's okay. Hindi kailangang malaki. Unlike yung kaninang dalawa, if you need to have substantial returns, you need to have big capital. But in cost averaging, whether small yan or malaki, okay lang yan. Ang importante is fixed amount. Now, tatanungin nyo, pwede ba ako magdagdag? Let's say, 5,000. And then next time, malaki na siya. Let's say, 7,000. So, as I mentioned earlier, this strategy is open to modification. So, nasa sa'yo yun. Pwedeng gawin yon, but ang effect nun is magiging malaki na yung weight ng periods na nag-invest ka with bigger amount. Kasi mas malaki na yung amount na ini-invest mo doon. So, yun lang naman yung effect niya. So, si COL Financial, meron siyang tinatawag na easy investment program. But basically, cost averaging lang din yun. Pinangalanan niya lang ng EIP para sa sarili niyang program, easy investment program. But essentially, it is cost averaging. And meron na siyang selected list of stocks that you can choose from if you're going to choose easy investment program. So, ano ba yung comparison nitong strategies na ito? So, what we're going to do is to compare and do back testing between buy and hold and cost averaging. Okay? So here, so the data is up to November 29, 2012 lang. So this is the latest data that I got. So the source is computation from Personal Finance Advisors Philippines Corporation. So it got the data from the Philippine Stock Exchange. And it assumes that for the PCA, it assumes that you invested 100,000 at the end of each year. So if you're going to do buy and hold, and these are the different periods of time, you will get this simple average percent returns. But then this is misleading, no? Because what you want to have is the effective return, which is yung na-compute under the percent annual compounded return, which is this. Okay? So if you will see, may modifications na dito because this is now annual compounded return. So magkapareha sila sa 1 year kasi 1 year pa lang siya. But through time, since nagbabago yung performance yearly, so naapektuhan na yung annual compounded return. And then for comparison, so we listed down here the annual compounded if you did peso cost averaging. And look at the returns. So at year 1, diba, it's 29. So it's the same because 1 year pa lang. After 3 years, so mas malaki na si PCA. After 5 years, the PCA is still bigger. And then after 10 years, PCA is still bigger. And then for a period of 25 years, it's still bigger. Okay? So note that, as I mentioned earlier, past performance is not a guarantee of future performance. But this table gives us some insights. And what are those insights? So number one, investing over the long term, especially for those with periods more than 25 years, is not that great. Madalas natin marinig invest for the long term, but how long is the ideal? If you will look at this table, bumaba siya actually for period of 25 years. Because most probably from 11th year to 25 years, nag-down yung performance nung Philippine Stock Exchange or ng index, which is also reflected here. So investing over the long term is not that great. So ibig sabihin, may mga time periods pala na mas okay or mas malaki ang return if you actually stop investing. Dahil pag nagpatuloy ka, bababa lang yung annual return. So same with peso cost averaging, no? Not because sobrang haba ng period mo is mas malaki yung annual return. So it will ultimately depend on the performance of the market during the period that is under this. Okay? So most probably, bumaba yung market from 11 to 25. That's why you see this lower return even if you are invested in the long term. So ano yung mapapulot natin dito? Not because you're investing for the long term is mas malaki na yung kikitain mo. Hindi porke mag-invest ka ng 25 years, mas malaki na yung kikitain mo versus mag-invest ka for just 10 years. So it will all depend on the performance of the market. Okay? So huwag kayong maniniwala sa mga nagsasabi na investing for the long term is better than something else because that will ultimately depend on the actual performance of the market which no one can predict. Okay? So that's one point. Second observation is PCA performs better than one-time investing. So this is the performance of PCA and then this is the performance of one-time investing. So obviously you can see that PCA performs better than one-time investing. So there's no question about it. Okay? And then in PCA, investing over the long term, especially for more than 25 years, is not that great too. In 3-period time, yun actually yung pinakamalaki. And then bumaba siya habang tumatagal. So again, this will depend on the actual market performance. But the point here is, it's not because you're investing with a longer time, is mas malaki na yung makukuha mo. So you still need to somehow check how will the market perform years after you start investing. So hindi pwedeng iiwan mo na lang yan, which you can actually do, but it may not be good for you because of this illustration. Okay? So that's the point of that. So makikita nyo, there's actually a need for some timing if you want to maximize your returns. So ulitin ko, there's a need for some timing if you actually want to maximize your returns. If you do not want to maximize it, then you can just do, normal peso cost averaging, which is actually good compared to the returns of the banks. But if you need to maximize it, if you have some time monitoring it, you may want to look and do some market timing. Okay? So doon na ngayon pumapasok yung strategy number 4, which is the strategic averaging or strategic averaging method. So this is SAM.